Greets peeps, Tony the Hero of France here. We are looking to begin our war, our last war before we start in on Austria and look to complete the achievement. Once I complete the achievement I probably won't play the game anymore. Still 200 years worth of the game to go, but I imagine this will take some time. But that's what I'll be doing. It won't be a world conquest or whatever. I don't think I've got the time left to do it, to be honest. So what we're doing here is we want to declare war on Great Britain. If we declared war on Great Britain directly, they would have a whole bunch of people join in with them, including the one big boy that actually would concern me to fight when they've got allies, the Ottomans. So, instead of doing that, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to attack one of their allies, who they will defend in Gascony. Gascony have alliances with Great Britain, Lithuania, and the Papal State. Now, there's this little checkbox here. When you consider an enemy, when you use this checkbox, you're considering the enemy as a co-belligerent, meaning they're equally the target of your war. What that means is that they can call in their allies as well. Now, I've done my research, and the allies of the Papal State are Great Britain. We'll already be at war with them. Gascony, we'll already be at war with them. Alsace and Salzburg. Now, Salzburg is that little fella there, who I'm not fussed about at all. In fact, they're getting sieged by reformist rebels. They won't be doing anything. And Alsace have a little wee army there, which I'm not too concerned by. I want this province because it's part of the Lorraine state, and I've wanted it for a long time but not been able to get it because they are part of the HRE, and if I attack anyone within the HRE, then I have to attack. Then I get attacked by Austria. But that's the exact mechanism I'm going to use to pull Austria to bits. I'm going to attack their various weak rivals while I'm in a war with Savoy, so that they can't call Savoy in, and there's other stuff in play as well. But that's besides the point. I'm going to attack Gascony. I'm going to set the Papal State as a co-belligerent. That will bring in Alsace and Salzburg. I won't do it for Great Britain because that would bring in the Ottomans, and I don't know who Lithuania are allied with, but I don't really care about them anyway. They're allied with Gascony, yeah, some weirdos. I'm not interested in any of those other states. They're Pomerania, Baden, I think is that one there, and Gascony and Salzburg. So Salzburg is already in the mix, and Gascony is going to be our prime target. So, before I do that, I want to get my armies in place because I want to jump across the border and destroy that army immediately. I'm going to be doing the same there. I'm actually short of generals at the moment. Short a general at the moment. Cool, he'll do fine. So we'll put him right next door to them. So when we declare this war, this army will jump across and trounce that, hopefully before that one can be involved. I'd like to see it disappear entirely. That would be my ideal situation. This army is going to jump on the Papal army, and actually no, I won't jump on the Papal army. I'll let them get frustrated by my forts while I take this area, and then I'll come back and deal with them. I need to siege this land before anyone else does. So that I'm actually going to likely give to Savoy as a little reward for helping me out. And those three I want because those two are that one's part of this state, and those two are half another state, but they're good enough to make a state themselves. 17 and 17, 34, that's fine. I've got several states free, I believe. Yeah, I can make another 6 states. Should I bump that while I'm here? No. So there's a reason for leaving your stability. This is another tangent. There's a reason for leaving your stability at 2. There's 2 or 3 events that can randomly happen that will bump your stability for free. So rather than wasting 226 admin, I'll wait until I'll hope that one of those events happens, and if it doesn't, whatever. It's no big deal. I'm already getting 2/3 of the advantage that having level 3 stability would give me. No harm. Why am I overextended? Oh wow, that's right, sorry, I ended up in a war before, which Savoy declared on Venice, when Venice held that and that. Venice is still alive somewhere. They're only alive on Crete. Cool. So Savoy called me into this war. I accepted, but then I declared an early peace so I could grab Venice. I've wanted Venice. I've had a core there for a long time, and it's a good spot to have. All of that said, do I wait until I finish this war? Until I finish coring that? No, I don't care. Let's start a war. Yep, war exhaustion is 0. We want that guy to be in place first, actually. 1 and 2. Cool. Right, let's do it. Co-belligerent, the Papal States, that will bring in Great Britain, Alsace and Salzburg. We want to bring in Austria and Denmark. Denmark should help me out the top. They should bring some troops in and take that part up there of Britain. I don't care about that. I only want the things that I've claimed, and I'll be the one leading this war, so I'll get to make the war, the peace agreement. So our pretend casus belli is, we're using one of France's casus belli. They've claimed these two, which I've actually instructed them to do using okay, I don't think this will have been mentioned before, but when you select yourself, you can go to this tab. Just shows you all the different opinions of different people. If you click on someone else, you can see other people's opinions of them. So it's handy sometimes. It's a interesting way to work out who you should enemy, who you should ally, who should rival, who you should ally, that kind of thing. And this one here, which apparently France see Berry, all of those as vital interest, and these of strategic utility. Yeah, cool, France, whatevers. For us, we had set those as of vital interest, but I unchecked that because I didn't want to confuse things in the war, but it's fine now. I've done the same thing for Metz because that's the province of Alsace I want, and I've set the same there for those three. I've got a claim there, that's why that one's yellow, and I've got claims right across there, which is why they are yellow. Sorry, I should have mentioned, by setting these as of vital interest, that tells France to put claims on those areas. So that's why they have done some claims, and that's why I'm now able to declare war for one of those. Which one's the easiest to take? When choosing your target, a good idea is to think about which one is easiest to take. Giron, no idea. Giron maybe, is behind a fort. That will be hard to take. We're going to set Armagnac as the primary place for where we want to focus. And do I want to call in Austria yet? I'm worried that they'll claim those. Oh, Savoy won't even join me because they're in debt. Weird. Okay, oh well, you're not getting Mantua this time then, you have to get it yourself. Will I call them in now? I do have the option of calling them in later, but no, I've already claimed those as of vital interest. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to. Nope, I can't. Can't go there. Have to go there. Oh, they haven't been the papal state hasn't been called in yet. At present, the war is only against Gascony. So once that once that ticks over, I may be able to run there, then there, because I want to claim downwards if I can, and let Austria claim that. But I guess they've also got Salzburg and Alsace to worry about. Alsace hasn't been called in yet, neither has Salzburg. So at the moment, it's only Gascony that we're at war with. We will set an objective on that province with France. France, go do that. We've also got Oldenburg. I always forget about them. I don't think they have an army. Oh yes, they do. 2 mighty troops. Oldenburg, that can be your objective. So we'll let it tick once, and now slow the speed down to handle this correctly. So Gascony has called in Great Britain, Lithuania, the Papal States. The Papal States haven't yet called in their own allies. Can I get there? Cool, I can. Okay. And I want to go there also. And I want to go there also. And I want to go there also. I'll rebalance this to make sure that I've got enough people on the forts once they're there, but I don't want there to be any armies that I can see everywhere. I don't think there is any armies there, but you never can tell with this zone of war palaver. There's a zone of control palaver. Our best general is here. He's going to cross the river into London, where it's farmlands. We'll get a -1 disadvantage because he's got almost no maneuver, but we're fighting a weaker general, so we should get some fire bonus. We'll let it tick one more day, and now we can go on Alsace. Ah, no we can't. Doesn't look like. Maybe it takes a little while for. It appears I definitely did set them as a co-belligerent, I'm sure. Oh man, I'll kick myself if I didn't. Okay, that war up there is progressing fine. This is the only thing that we're really worried about is up here. Everything else should handle itself. The forts in Italy should prevent oh, we lost something somewhere. Someone captured some ships from us. Oh, of our trading fleet. Damn it. I always forget to do that. So, even though they're set to go home at war, they happened to be doing trading in the midst of a... My god, did they capture 17 of them? Shatter brick. No, they captured 7. Ow. 7 of our total of 10 trade ships. Oh well, go home at war, boys. You should know that by now. I've got a feeling that maybe I moved them and I didn't set that tag, so my bad. Sorry about that, trading fleet. Yeah, that sucks. So they stole those 7 trade ships from us. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. Those are cheap enough. They're 25. I think they cost 25 each to build. And in fact, we were over our naval limit anyway. So hey, you did me a favour. Oh no, we're still over somehow. Who cares? We're worried about the land battles. So we handily destroyed their entire army of 11,000 in for a trade of 600 men. That's a fair trade by my count. That siege is happening there. We're going to break that off and send the rest of the men in here to make that siege happen quicker, particularly the cannons. What the fuck? Oh, this game and its zones of control. I've got 2 forts here, dude. How are you able to ignore those? God frickin' damn it. Okay, so we're not doing that. These guys are running back here as quick as can be to rejoin that war. I don't know if you saw then, but the preferred path for the PC is that way, which I think will be slower. Feb, 18th of Sep, 18th of Sep, if we come back this way, 16th of Sep. Yeah, so keep an eye on that. If the path looks longer to you, it likely is, and the PC has made a bad choice for you. Don't trust it automatically, it probably will lie. What else? We've got our 3 armies there. They're taking attrition for no reason. They didn't call in Alsace. Oh, I'm really annoyed by that. It may be something to do with them being in the HRE and the Emperor of the HRE being involved. I don't know. If we have a look, what we could have done is we could have told by looking at their prestige, because you lose a whole bunch of prestige for not agreeing to honor a war, to honor an alliance. So we're going to move that guy to that group, and when they tick into that square, I'm going to join them up. I was able to add them because he wasn't in enemy territory yet, and he should move quicker now. So I think it was 16, he's 2 days earlier. That's about the best we can do to defend this lot. They're going to get a hill advantage, and they've got a leader with 5 fire. Ouch. In the meantime, this army is surplus to requirements, so let's move him down here. He can help us. Oh, we don't need to fight that. I don't know, we can move down there. Who cares? So when you see allied forts that aren't turned on, they show as red, same as your ones. That reminds me, I can turn these forts off. I might leave this one on because there's a possibility that the English could come in by sea, land there, and then take that, and I'd have a hard time taking it back. But I'm going to turn off that one and that one in the meantime. I'm even tempted to turn off that one. Have we got any? I guess Lithuania could potentially wander around and somehow sneak through there, which they tend to do somehow. They tend to realise that your forts are off and come at them. But I think we'll likely get away with it. Austria has a fort there. France has a fort there. We can turn this one off as well. Let's have a look at our finances. Hey, we're making money while at war. Fun and profit. We've got that free diplomat. What can we do with him? We're going to... Oh, we can join that group together. We won't be doing any further work on them, but we will be doing more work on Spain potentially. Let's build on there. I don't want to start building claims in Austria yet until this war is done. If you get caught by anybody doing spy work, you get a opinion malus. You can see did covert action. Each time you get caught spying, you get that negative 25 modifier. So I've got caught a couple of times by Britain. That's why they don't like me. Alright, I think that's cool. We might hold out. Oh, that was a good roll as well. So that 5 fire is really tough. that guy will reduce it down to a +1, and will negate the... he's got 2 shock, he's got 1 shock, and will give us, it'll be a 1-1 face off. We've got 1 more shock, they've got 1 more, they've got 1 more shock, they've got 1 more fire, we've got 1 more shock, so it'll be a even fight. And we do get -1 on all our dice roll because of the hills modifier, but that's cool. In the meantime, we're sieging up the top, and that 9 roll to begin with was excellent. Venezia is now part of our culture. This is probably how we're going to spread into Austria, by the way. We're likely going to attack through here. When we do, take all of their all of the Venetian provinces will be my first one. There's a gold mine there, which is a both literal and figurative gold mine. Lombardy, maybe I'll take that. We'll have that territory there. I'm not actually looking to take that territory in this war. I wasn't, but maybe I will. I've made them a co-belligerent, or at least I damn hope I have. How can we tell? Let's have a look at these guys. Who were their allies? No, their only allies were people already in the war. Oh well, we'll find out when we make the peace deal. Let's keep watching this war. A 3 versus a 7 is not ideal. Sorry, 2 versus a 7. Get there quick, buddy. 2 versus... Okay, that's better. So now they get the advantage from the fire phase, but we get the advantage in the shock phase. That fight's a whole lot closer than I expected it to be. Especially given that we've got a morale advantage, a sizable morale advantage. They do have their... they do have the discipline advantage. Oh well, no big deal. Damn, they rolled really well as well. Okay, so let's have a look here. Our morale is currently at 0.97. When you win a battle, your morale comes back in a big way. So we were at 0.97 before. We won that war, we won that battle. We lost a lot of troops and even some cannons. And they lost far less because they had the advantage until the last minute. We got 0.5 of a army tradition, we got some prestige, we got some war exhaustion, they got more. I think war exhaustion is calculated on the percentage of troops to your total percentage, so I've got many more troops than they do. So I've gotten away with one there. But our morale was 0.8 before, but because we won the battle, it's jumped up to 4.6. Their morale, on the other hand, is through the floor. I didn't see what it was, so we're going to immediately chase them into their home territory and attack them there. We should rout the army, then we'll come back and do the sieging. It's too late to try and grab it before Austria do, so we'll let them do it for us and just hope that they... Actually, no, we won't. What we'll do is this. Consolidate our armies. And our cannons. Split that in half. Half go there. Half go there. Because I definitely don't want Austria taking hold of those and preventing us from taking them as in the war. Were that to happen in another situation, you might be able to vassalize instead. You could still vassalize instead if you owned their, if you controlled their capital province. But there's triggered modifiers in this game, which all sorts of things happen, and happen for everybody in the game. The one that I'm the subjugation of the papacy is what happens if you are the overlord of the Papal State and are not Italy. You get a -2 diplomatic reputation, and occupying Rome. If you own Rome, you get you get a lesser occupation, but you get no papal influence. It's a really uncomfortable one to get if you're a Catholic nation, and you do that without knowing about those rules, as I've done before. Our siege up in Britain is going well. He's our better general, and he's got 2 siege pips. I did expand all of our armies that do sieging to having 10 tanks, as that's the norm for level 2s, if I recall. We'll have a look in a minute when we're sieging down here. So we can speed this up now. There's not much is going to surprise us. Austria is going to take care of anything Lithuania do. France is taking care of Gascony, and we are just going to keep an eye up here. We want to... I'm pretty sure we routed the army that England had. I saw that one there. I thought maybe if they were going to join up it could get hairy, but no. We've just got far more men than them. So this will be the battle down here. If we're lucky, as you can see, our morale has come back faster, because if you're on a controlled province, your morale comes back faster. We've also got army tradition bonus, and we've also got fully offensive, which is a boost from the offensive ideas. That's recover army morale bonus of +5% per month is shown there as fully offensive, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. We may not even see a battle here. Oh no, we do. Okay, so we start this battle with almost complete morale. They start with almost none. We will likely be able to complete this battle within 12 days. That's interesting. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're putting up a much better fight than I'd hoped for. How? Okay, so we have to do that again. Let's again drop behind our injured guys. They can begin the siege of Rome. They can't do a thing with Rome. Blink. There we go. That's what we needed. This chap has one tick of siege. That guy has no armies useful for anything. He's going to go sit on that one, and he's going to drop some guys off to complete those sieges there and there. If we have a look at another nation, I want to see whether they've set Mantua as of vital interest. No, they don't care about Mantua. Okay, cool. I'm going to try and claim that after the war if I've got enough war score. That siege is going nicely. Oh, there's some new transports that I built a long time ago and forgot about. Actually, I probably should be rebuilding my what do you call it, fleet. Oh no. Why are we so far over? Oh, that's right, because I've built 30 of those. I do need to build more trade ships. With trade ships, the amount of money that they cost to support when you go over is very little. I'm over my force limit and I'm paying 0.01. When you go over your army limit, the amount you pay is vicious. So bear that in mind. Navies, it's cool to go over, and in fact worth doing a lot of the time. Armies, never ever. The only time I'll go over is if I'm in a really deadly situation, and I'll buy a whole bunch of mercenaries that I can throw immediately at the enemy to. Oh, Siege of London is over. Sorry, I saw that. I thought Alsace had got involved in the war. They hadn't. It was something different. I'm going to go here and destroy that other army, and then just go through and siege all of their forts. Malta. Not Malta. Yeah, we're just sieging away down here. Nothing of interest. Nothing of note. Were there any cannons amongst that lot? There was one. Oh, but there, no, that was, there's a bit of one. There's a tenth of one in each of those groups. They'll be recovering very, very slowly, too slowly to help the siege. So our focus is going to be up here. Let's watch this fella. We're going to get a penalty for marsh and a penalty for crossing farmland, for crossing a river, but hopefully our general will be able to deal with that. Actually, they'll beat us they'll get a bonus in the shock phase, but whatevs. We've besieged Ferrara. Cool. Where is he? Go to this war. How do I go to the war? I know where the war is. Let's just go up there. Okay, so, oh, that was a good roll from them. Thanks for the 0, boys. That's exactly what I wanted. So I've gotten a 4 total. They've got 0. So you go through all 4 phases. They rolled another 0, actually. Ah, they do have a bigger army. There we go. Cool, yes. Go there, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Try to siege back London and I'll get the defensive advantage. So ordinarily, if this wasn't my province, I think I'd get... Oh no, there's no river to Essex. So I don't actually get any advantages or disadvantages from defending here, but that's cool. I still get to defend. No, they get no modifiers at all. They are not rolling well. Poor old King Adolphus Tudor. I like Adolphus Tudor, that the Tudor monarchs would have an Adolphus amongst their ranks. Good stuff. We've just routed all of England's troops, as I understand it. They've got no army left. Wow, that's vicious. Great Britain. Oh, yes, they do. Sorry, they've got some. 50,000. Don't know where. I'm wondering if that's recognised that I just ate 23 of them. It didn't. Oh no, it did. Oh well. So they've probably got a lot of troops in the Americas, is the best that I can guess. They've got something of an army there, there's something of territory there, some territory there. They're probably mucking about. In fact, they were at war with someone when I attacked them. That's likely where their army is. I did well. I didn't realise their army would be that big. I'm fairly certain they were at war with one of the nations over there, with Caddo. They're at war with those guys. Those guys have got to be impressed that I caused that war that's distracted them. So yes, they have got a couple of provinces over there, Old Britain, British Louisiana and British Mexico. The British West Indies, British Mexico. So they've got quite a few territories over there, but I don't care. I'm only worried about their home counties. So we won that battle. Let's go here. Nope. Again, that tried to go a different route. I don't care about recovering morale. I think maybe that was what it was thinking. I'd rather have my troops there and ready. I'll send those guys there to get one tick of recuperation, and then they can do some besieging. I think between 3 of them. Let's have a look at January 1. They should expand. 0.8, not quite. That's okay. We got trading in wine. So different trade goods have different effects. When you control the majority of those goods, you can get bonuses. We have the trading in wine one. I imagine we probably have some others as well. Nope, only trading in wine. That would make sense. We're French after all, or Burgundian after all, and likely control the world supply of wine quite handily. Nothing to really think about up down the bottom there. Oh, we can upgrade those ships. Yep, we sure will. They're sitting there doing nothing. It makes sense to do something with them, with our trade ships. Let's have a look at the relative strengths of the alliances. Yeah, so we've got double their forces. I don't think we should get any surprises. They could do an amphibious assault, a marine assault, but I'm not too fussed by it. We're 23% of the way through the war. Once we siege down this, we'll make peace with the Papal State, and we can... cool, we do get some manpower recovery when we're in enemy states. I thought you did, but I wasn't certain exactly how much. If you saw from there to there, we got... we went from 0.5 to 0.8. When we were there, we went from 0.8 to 0.0. So being at home, you do get quicker recovery. Being in a province you control, you do get a quicker recovery speed. But you do still recover your numbers in enemy territory, it would appear. Do I need to be going this slowly? I am nervous about getting attacked in Britain, but I don't think I need to be. They'll likely do some sort of amphibious landing at some point, but we'll just keep on sieging while they do. I think they've only got level 2 forts, which is not helping them in the slightest, because we know all about level 4 forts. We get a massive advantage. I'll see if I can show you. Very good. Can I split those guys up yet? Not yet. I'm taking the inland provinces because they feel safer to me than the outside ones, where we might get jumped upon by quality ideas. So this is where we start getting through these ugly ship idea points. Not really. I don't care about them. I care more about our core techs for the moment, because we're still behind time in military tech. With the spying and stuff, I've managed to get ahead of time with admin and diplotechs. And when you're ahead of time, you get a bonus to production and a reduction in corruption from admin techs, and a bonus to trade efficiency and corruption for diplotechs. Being ahead of time in military techs is its own advantage, so you don't get any specific advantage for that, but there is a reason to stay ahead of tech. There's a reason to stay behind tech, because it's cheaper to get. You spend less monarch points to get it, but staying ahead of tech gives you some advantages as well. So we're more efficient traders, we're better at producing goods, and we lose corruption for free. which will be a problem very soon. We'll have some corruption coming in when we take those states from the Papal States, those provinces from the Papal State. So we'll ignore the ideas for the moment. We'll wait for these sieges to tick down. Actually, that's what I wanted to do. Move those cannons from there to there. They're not even one full cannon, but that's okay. And I'm selecting that one and that one by holding down shift and left clicking them. We've got Derbyshire. It's more likely to me that the attack from the Atlantic with the British colonies coming at me will come from the west. So we're going to stay on the east coast now that we can't stay in the middle. Oh god, I thought that said 111,000. That's only 11,000. I don't care. 111,000 I'd be a little more nervous about. I'm slightly tempted to buff this army. Siege of Rome has been won. Cool. Okay, so that's Rome dealt with. Papal States dealt with. No, it's not. The army's got to go there. They'll be very close to giving us what we want, but we'll make sure we get 100 war score first. They're going over to Ireland. That works in my favour, to be honest. I'm happy with that, boys. You go ahead and do that. Oh, Siege of Urbino is done. Perfect. Okay, so that army, how do I want to distribute this? You stay there. That's got 20 and 3. That can have 20 and 5. This has 7, 2 and 8. They can be 20 and 2 and 10. Yeah, that looks right. I think this is how the army was configured before. So our spies in Russia have been rumbled. We won't be getting as big a military bonus as we were getting earlier, but that's fine. Let's move our troops back up here. We've got no more business to take care of in the Papal States. I'd be tempted to leave that guy there. He can't do any more spying until February next year. But I'm more worried that I'll forget it than I am that... and when I forget it, when you're not actively spying in a country, your spy network decreases by 1 per month. And I don't want that to decrease any further. It's already at 70. By the time we get there, it'll be about 65. I don't want to lose don't want to lose any more points than I need to. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to call my spy back from Spain. And what I've done doing it during the middle of the month, I have time for the envoy, for our diplomat to get back to our home, back to our capital, to come out to Rome, and then hopefully by the end of the month we can send him back to Spain, and for the end of the month, and we will get that the spy tech that he was doing there. It'll go the spy. God damn it. Oh, hang on. What was that? Papal States. Sue for peace. Why do they cost so much? Wasn't part of the war goal. Okay. Maybe we do it that way? No, I haven't got a claim there. Do we do do it that way? No, I want that one. Do we do it that way? No. If we do it this way, I can spread culture there. I can, because it will be touching. Actually, I can do spread culture there. Which of these is worth more, Ferrara or Romagna? Ferrara is good. And then I can put a claim there and a claim there. Yeah, this works. So we're taking those two provinces. We've got claims on them both. They'll be cheaper to core. What can we do otherwise? We can get their money from them. Now, the value of the value of war score, the value of the peace offer, the higher the peace offer value, the longer the treaty will last. I don't want the treaty to last very long. I want what I can get as soon as I can get it. 34. That's 13 years. If we reduce that, you can see it drops down to 9 years. If we take that away, the peace lasts only for 5 years. But we definitely want those provinces. That's the whole reason we've done this. The same will apply to war reparations. I don't think they... So if we go war reparations, it takes until the 11th of May 35 or 11th of May 34. For the amount of money they'll give me in that extra year, it's not worth it. I'd rather be able to declare war on them again sooner. We're flirting with coalitions again, but I'm not too worried. There's nothing they can do to us. I'll be going to war with Spain soon anyway to make sure they don't come allying with Austria. So yeah, shouldn't be a big deal. That's us. Or do we? No, I definitely want those, and I think it's worth it. Yep. Thank you very much. Where's that guy off to? He's all the way up there. He's all the way down there. We can now core these. Our overextension has gone up, but our war score is still low. Sorry, our war exhaustion is still low, so it's worth ping. As you will have noticed, as I think I mentioned previously, you get corruption for overextension of 0.14. At the moment, that's perfectly negated by our positive stability and our being ahead of time on 2 ticks. But that ahead of time for 2 ticks bonus is going to disappear soon at the end of the year, well before those things are cored. So yeah, this will be an interesting one. Speaking of coring, the coring cost of those two, I'm certain I've mentioned this before, the coring cost of those two, you can cancel coring early and not take any penalty. If you cancel coring when you're halfway through, you'll hardly get any of it back. It really sucks. Be wary of that. Choose your coring carefully. So the coring cost here is reduced by 50% because it is territory, and it isn't in Ferrara. What? That makes no sense to me. Okay, so that cost is increased because this isn't going to be a state. That isn't going to be part of a state. That will. So the cost goes up, but we don't pay that secondary cost that you pay when you... Do you remember, if you make something a state, you then have to pay again to make it become a core, to make it become a territory? Sorry, to make it become a state, part of a state. These are all part of a state. That is not. You can tell because it's got that little orange border around it, as opposed to here, which has the green border around it. Sorry, that's a claim, as opposed to here, which has the yellow, the gold border around it, as opposed to the red border around it. So green, then rusty, bronzy, and then goldy. Yeah, cool story, bro. There we go. So we're still wandering around, claiming as we will. I'm going to... I don't want to lose all three of those men in case someone does surprise us, so I'll send those guys down there. That guy, I don't mind if one mercenary regiment gets destroyed. That's real ho-hum as far as I'm concerned. I don't care in the slightest. This war's going well. We've taken our objective. The boys took it early on, and we've been getting a nice ticking war score as we go along. The war score dropped down because us having totally occupied the Papal State was involved. Once we made a separate peace with them, they peaced out early, and so the war score dropped because we were no longer in control of things. As it is, we've got a 40% war score against Britain. We've taken their capital. We're going to go as high as we can with this, because this will be our big push into Britain. I'm intending to take... let's go there. I'm intending to take these three, which we have... okay. So London and Essex are both very expensive to make cores of. It's annoying that you can't sort by cores. Norfolk, we have a claim on. Damn it, I didn't think about this at all. Well, I forgot about this completely, I should say. So I could go those two instead. That could disrupt them more than... No, I want to take London. London is worth a whole lot of trade, a whole lot of money to them, and if I take London and Essex, those are their two biggest provinces, as far as I'm aware. There's a development map mode. Have I already got it? Nope. There. 7th time lucky. Actually, I am going to set that as my backup on the trade node. So to add, I think you've seen this before, but you right click on the button that you want to add a secondary map mode to, and development ping. Okay, so as we can see, yeah, those two are some of their richest. Actually, they are their richest. We've got... Oh, that's showing me income. I don't care about income, I want to see development. 34 development, 20 development, and 22 development, the old Scottish capital, but that's well out of my reach, and I've got no cause there, no claims there. So that that peace agreement is going to cost 92. There's not much else we can do with that. We want their land more than we want anything else. Lots of people will get upset by it, but I don't care. None of our allies will, so hey, whatevs, bro. So when you hold down shift in and press left click, it will show you the maximum amount that you could get. We can't get that maximum amount. That would put us over the 100 war score that we're going to be looking to get on these guys. So we reduce it down to 100, and that's 731. What? I thought we could go up to 800. we scroll down, because it's counting backwards, if we scroll down and then back up, it gives us 800. It's just a silly glitchy thing, but be aware of that. 70 bucks is 70 bucks. 70 ducats is 70 ducats rather. So we're going to be a while before we can get that that peace agreement. Look, that army there, 28 transports. Is there troops on there? I can't tell. Yes, there are. I can't tell how many. The second army will arrive in Cornwall. I don't think there's any way I can tell until they make landfall. Oh, yes there is. There's 900 of them. Cool. They won't even be able to do one siege with that. They can't even siege a province like I can't over here with my 800. Siege of Lothian is over. Perfect. Is there any other castles up there that we should take? Hard to tell. I'm going to make my secondary map mode on there, on my manpower area, forts. Forts, 4 level. Cool. Actually, no other forts in the entire Western Islands. Choice. Thanks for that, Britain. So, my only concern now is that I could get jumped by a army coming in from the sea. We'll go up the west coast, the east coast first. Keep together nice and close. We've lost our army reformer. That's a shame, because he was expensive. Let's have a look here. I definitely don't want to pay for fort defense. Reinforce speed. I guess that at least pays down his money, but his cost. The reason it pays down his cost is that your troops reinforce more quickly, therefore you don't get that reinforce cost for as long. Army reformer died, yep, cool. And that that diplomat needs to be back spying Spain. We're going to need to declare war on Spain soon because of how angry they are with us. If you have a look in that window, anyone who's outraged may form the backbone of a coalition against us. So we need to attack them before they can attack us. Russia's attacking Bukhara. Cool. Our spies knew that Russia is doing some attacking on someone. 1 second. Sorry about that. We've got a cardinal minister here. This guy gives us bonuses to a couple of things, but not things that I care about. Tolerance of heretics goes down, but I'd rather have the prestige, thanks. We've occupied Lancashire. We've occupied Fife. I'm keeping these armies as close, reasonably close together, so I can avoid getting sneak attacked alone. If we get sneak attacked while we're in close proximity, we should be able to avoid it. We should be able to mitigate the damage we take by grouping up. Is this where the army comes across the seas? Yeah, there's something of an army coming. We don't care too much about sieging the north of Scotland. We can do that at our leisure. We do care about getting stuff unsieged. Lincolnshire. Gwynedd and Ayrshire. That army still isn't making landfall. I'll send that one chappie up to do that by himself, and this army can come down because I'm guessing they will make landfall at some point if they stop being silly buggers. Yeah, get him, Sweden. Yeah, get him, Denmark. Nice, thank you. They deserve that after killing my troops, after killing my fleet. Our armies are back. That's happening nicely down there. It would have been nice to be able to make England a... Oh, damn, I forgot about that army that I saw there earlier. That's a noob mistake, dude. I saw that. I knew all about that army. But they're at least messed with by our fort that's there. So they shouldn't be able to run on that guy, as I understand it. I think that's all of that side. Yeah, cool. You can go up there and do that. You can go over there and do that. Nah, yeah, okay, they've seen the error of their ways now. Their ships saw my army on the move, and they decided that that probably wasn't for them. So that one is where that guy's going to go. That guy's going to go there. Do note that when you're besieging Britain, they have territories there. Well, usually that's Scotland, to be honest. Oh, no, that's owned by Denmark. Huh. Cool. Yeah, Scotland or Denmark or Britain or whoever have territories there and there, and Scotland have ended up there. You can't walk to there, but you can walk to both of those. So yeah, cool. That guy's going to go there instead, and we'll just wait here, guard the way over to Ireland. Hopefully someone with an actual navy. I guess I do have an actual navy, don't I? I could wake that up. Group those together. Select only those. Turn off my transport so I don't pay upkeep for them. Let this group, let these 10 heavy warships get up to full strength, and then work with the Danish to fight the British. We might, between the Danish and ourselves, have enough ships to be able to defeat the British Navy. And if we do, I go through, claim all the rest of that. This continues ticking up to, at the moment, we can gain another 19, so it's going to go up to 68, no, 78. And then if I can siege the rest of that, I think I should have a... God damn it. That's only at 75, at 35, and there's a fleet right there. I'm going to turn those cogs on as well. They don't do near as much combat damage, but oops. They don't do near as much combat damage, but they do some, and that's better than nothing when we're fighting a navy much larger than ours. Go, Denmark. Nice work. They killed 4 capital ships, 4 heavy ships. That's superb. Top work. They've got an admiral. So admirals work in a similar way to generals, except that I don't understand how ship combat works. So whenever I have a proper navy, I'll put a guy on there. But the only thing that I know about them is that the higher the admiral's maneuver skill, the more likely he is to capture enemy ships. So that's a kind of a cool thing. They've got quite an army over there, and I don't like facing even odds, so I'm going to send this up. This video has been going for forever. We get another bonus. So our mercenaries are cheaper for trading in cloth. That's a cool little bonus because we have got quite a few mercenaries in our army. In fact, that's probably enough to make us money now. It is too. Yeah, because we have got that higher percentage of mercenaries that have made all the difference. But this video has been going on for far too long. I'm going to stop it now just because the video is too long, and we'll be back to watch the rest of this war and the peace settlement. Thanks for watching.